What is good, everybody? Welcome back to Joint Dropper Sports. I'm your host, Sean T. Stewart, back here with my dog, A. Smith. That boy got the guns out. That boy said sometime, ain't it?
Hey man. Hey, look, listen. I gotta have the 22s. I was playing the
Yeah.
22s out. But your boy, hey, about almost slept my whole morning away, man. Somebody just so happened to call me, man. I'm tired of missing recordings though, man. It's time to get the business and get this work done, man. So that's why we here.
Hey, man, we in the midst of summer, dog. And look at, man, if y'all are not adults yet, dog, this shit ain't sweet. It is not sweet, man. But since we're in the middle of the summer, there isn't much news, quote unquote. I mean, SEC media days are going on right now. We'll have more about that probably in the following week once all of that is wrapped up. But I mean, it's list time. It's time to get delusional about some of these quarterbacks, some of our favorite teams, as far as like where we're gonna play certain guys at, and all the rage right now is to make a quarterback list. So shout out to Bladen.com. We took their QB ranking quiz. We put together our list of the top 34 quarterbacks, and I figure we might as well give out our top 10, and let's compare and contrast and see whether the fans are rocking with it, whether we rock with each other's list, and what critiques we may want to make to the list itself. So I'll go ahead and start it off, man. On my list, I have Patrick Mahomes at number one, Lamar Jackson at number two, Josh Allen at number three, Joe Burrow at number four, Matt Stafford at five, Jaden Daniels at six, Jalen Hurts at seven, Jared Goff at eight, C.J. Stroud at nine, and Baker Mayfield at 10. I feel solid about my list. I like my top five. I think my top five is solid. I think that fifth spot is interchangeable with Matthew Stafford or Jaden Daniels. But other than that, I think Jalen Hurts being in the top 10 proper. I think he's in his proper place. I want to respect the guy that wins football games. I want to respect the guy that's been on the big stage multiple times in his career. So I do believe I do believe that seven spot is about solid for him. But I just believe in the ceiling of Jaden Daniels a bit more. If we can see consistency out of him, if he gives you another year of what he just did last season, you make another playoff push and you have more playoff success, then cool. Matt Stafford, I think Matt Stafford, that roster is a little bit further away from where Matt Stafford is. I think Matt Stafford's still playing at an elite level. They make a couple tweaks to that roster in LA. I believe they're right there back competing for the NFC, and I do believe they win the NFC West this year. Jared Goff being top 10, I think he's been playing. He's been playing balls to the wall, been consistent. C.J. Stroud at 9 had a little bit of a slump, but I still believe him as a top 10 quarterback. Baker Mayfield at 10. Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback in the NFC South. So by proxy, if you can consistently win your division, you can consistently put yourself in the playoffs. You'll have a chance. They made the playoffs the last couple of years with Baker at quarterback. So that's why I feel strongly about him being at 10. I think everybody's favorite social media quarterback, Justin Herbert, is at 13 for me. Only because we just don't have the success alongside with the stats and the talent. Like all the numbers are there, but we need sustained success with Justin Herbert. For me, I'm ready to put him in the top 10. I'm ready to put him in different conversations, but he's got to get there. I do believe with the coach staff he has now and Jim Harbaugh that they will be there sooner rather than later. But that's my list.
And also to piggyback off that, I think there's three quarterbacks that come to mind that could make the top. Actually, no, give me four. Well, man, actually, I'm looking at five. So I'm looking at Trevor Lawrence. I'm looking at Bo Nix. I'm looking at Justin Herbert. I'm looking at Tua, and I'm looking at Bryce Young. And I feel like there's other guys as well that can make that jump into the top 10. But those are five, younger guys. And as long as health, and then, health, i.e., looking at T Law and I'm looking at Tua, and then also the rosters, which that would be Justin Herbert and Bryce Young. I think Bo Nix, they already got a good roster. I think last year they had a defense, and I think there's just the offense that just the Broncos. They just need to work on, just maybe get like one more good bona fide weapon for Bo Nix, something like that. Maybe and also get a run. They need a run game. They need a running back as well. But once they do some tweaks to that, I think Sean Payton got the Broncos running good. So that's just my five that I think can make that jump into top 10 along with Bryce. I mean, along with also Bryce Young as well. If everything goes right, I think the offense is going to be pretty good, but I just don't think the defense will probably meet him halfway to make that jump for the Panthers to get him into the top 10. But I think he can get there. He can get to that caliber like player. Sorry if I went too long here, but I'll jump on my ranking next.
Shoot, yeah, no, I agree with you. And just to reiterate, you said who were the quarterbacks you had in that next group that you think can make the jump? So it's Trevor Lawrence, Bo Nix, Tua, Bryce.
I had T. Law, Bo Nix, Justin Herbert, Tua, and Bryce Young.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think the guy that's primed to make that jump right now, if honestly, T-Law is based off the receiver group he's going to have to work with. You're going to have Travis Hunter this year. You have Brian Thomas Jr. I don't want to say there's no excuses because we don't really know how we don't know how injuries work out. We don't know how things are going to shake out. But I think with that young group of guys, that's definitely beneficial. Figuring out what Travis Hunter is going to be, in my mind, he's going to have to pick one that he's going to be that's going to be his sole position, and you'll work him in some other places. To me, the only place that works is if he plays defense first. Like him playing defense and then working it on the offense. You only need you don't need like I saw Richard Sherman talk. I saw a clip of Richard Sherman talking to him on Travis Hunter's podcast. He's like, you don't really need 50 plays on offense to make an impact. You really need about 20. You need about 20, and in that 20, if you can get about 6 to 7 catches in those 20 plays, that's enough. That means, and that'll give you about a grand total of 70 plays played, which is about where I think he can. That's probably the sweet spot for him in terms of being able to play both sides of the ball. About 70 plays total, but to be impactful, you're gonna have to play the majority on one side of the ball still. Like you can't split time and still have that same effect. Not in my mind, at least. So, we'll see with that, and we'll see how that goes. But I think T-Law with his receiving group has a lot of potential. To me, for the Chargers, I'm not high on Quentin Johnson. I'm just not. They drafted Trey Harris out of Arkansas.
Ole Miss.
Oh, sorry, tripping. Ole Miss.
Trey Harris is actually pretty good. It's just he had a lingering growing injury going on at Ole Miss. Like he's fine though. He's very good wide receiver. So I see the vision with that.
I see the vision as well. Gotta get that contract situation worked out. He hasn't even signed yet. So what's great? That's another thing too. I should have put it on the list. It's like 30 of the 32 first round picks have not signed. And I just want to say that these NIL kids, bit different. I don't know if that's actually the case or what's going on, or this is just normal and we just don't hear about it often. But this many guys not being signed before training camp and it's right around the corner. We're like a couple weeks away.
Like, next week.
Panthers
start next week.
Next week. So yeah, good luck with that, y'all boys. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Get that situated and handled. But Ace, let's hear your top 10 list, man.
Let me get this pulled back up. Sorry. All right, so me, I got Patrick Mahomes at 1, Joe Burrow at 2, Josh Allen at 3, Lamar Jackson at 4, Matthew Stafford at 5, Jalen Hurts at 6, Baker Mayfield at 7, Jaden Daniels at 8, Jared Goff at 9, and CJ Stroud at 10. A couple of these I actually was trying to get higher. This is my first time using this, tool right here. So I really wanted to get Jaden Daniels higher and Jared Goff higher. I feel like they deserve to be higher, maybe close to like the 6 or 7 range. I think Jaden Daniels for sure needs to be top 5. just in my opinion. For you to be a rookie and put in the work and to get into the conference championship week year one, that literally puts your ceiling. Like you already here at this point. Your next jump got to be the Super Bowl. It has to be. And you brought a lot of he brought a lot of shine back to the Commanders. To that Washington team. Next person I want to say, I think a lot of people will say Josh Allen should jump two. I think Lamar Jackson should be two. I meant to put Lamar Jackson get to two. Um, Joe Burrow is still a top 5 quarterback in my opinion, and I I think I'm the only one. Me and Teasy, I think we got different views on Joe Burrow here. Because it's what I see. Joe Burrow is had the Bengals had just a post on defense, just a post on defense. I promise you, Joe Burrow would have won MVP. He was putting on MVP numbers. It reminds me of pre-allegations Deshaun Watson. You remember, I forgot what year it was, 2019, 2020. Deshaun Watson was putting up video game numbers. Yes, it's the year that got him paid that much money, and he sat out a year and still got paid off that year. It's that year I'm talking about, Deshaun Watson. Yes. So I think Joe Burrow did something similar to it, man. And it's just feel like I watched a snippet of Joe Burrow. I think he's gonna be featured in that quarterback docu-series. That's gonna be on Netflix. You can tell. I think they were up 10 on the Titans, and like you would think they're losing. How he's just pissed off, how it's just mental errors and everything like that. He wants to win there in Cincinnati. But I just think, well, for one, the bank, the money, and the front office just not meeting him halfway. I mean, he's getting his players paid. T. Higgins got paid. Jamar Chase got paid. It's just you're gonna need more, brother. Like your team, like for one, I think Trey Henderson is he not playing, right? Is he one retired, didn't he?
Yeah,
Who retired?
I can't. Oh my God, I can't remember who retired. Jeez, God, I can't. I really can't. I cannot remember who retired.
On the defensive line, yeah. Like who y'all got playing? Tease? I have a feeling a Cincinnati phone number is gonna call for us to play the damn D line there. I can't name you who they drafted one, and he don't even want to play because y'all.
He's still not signed yet because of some language within his contract that isn't right. And again, it makes sense that it's Cincinnati that's having this issue. Now, mind you, a lot of those, like again, we just said, a lot of these teams have not signed their first round rookies, and I don't know what's going on with that. But I'll give Joe Burrow this. His organization, of all the organizations of the top 5 quarterbacks that we named, so out of Pat Mahomes, Lamar, Josh Allen, and I'd say Matt Stafford in that group, he has the worst organization by far. So it is gonna hamper you. Like I can't act like it doesn't have an effect on how your quarterback is able to perform. Man, he's still having good seasons and whatnot, and that's cool. But multiple years of missing the playoffs, it's hard for me to put him anywhere other than like around 4. Like I still believe he's in that top 4 because I think it's hard for anybody to supplant him. Like somebody would have to win multiple Super Bowls or win a Super Bowl. Well, not even just one, because one ain't gonna do it because Jalen Hurts still at 7, and you know what I'm saying. So, it's gonna take a lot more. It's gonna take some MVPs. It's gonna take multiple Super Bowls before I can move somebody out of his spot. But I think for me, I'm sold on 4. I don't believe he's better than Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson has been consistently better. So Lamar Jackson sitting on 2 MVPs. You know what I'm saying? Lamar Jackson can get.
Supposed to be 3.
Yeah.
Supposed to be 3.
Possibility.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I judging off a passer, but it's supposed to be 3.
But honestly, I take Josh Allen before I take Joe Burrow as well. I like both of the quarterbacks that can run the rock better than Joe Burrow. It just is what it is for me. I give Joe this. What has Joe in this class that he's in, and I think what even makes people believe he can be a number 2 is the fact that he beat Patrick Mahomes in an AFC Championship game, and he's the only quarterback to have done so other than Tom Brady. So I think everybody feels strongly about, okay, well, if you were able to do that, and we seen how Patrick Mahomes the boogeyman to Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, then you must be of this ilk and of this caliber. And while I do believe so, he hasn't done enough to usurp the other guys consistently. Like Josh Allen's got an MVP. Like I've seen Josh Allen be the best player on his team on a team that didn't have bona fide stars at receiver, and he still made it happen. So again, I'm not going to give Joe all the excuses in the world, but there is something to be said about his organization. All right, that does have to be taken into account. So I do agree with you there. As far as the rest of your list, I think everybody's pretty much the same, man. I think once you start talking about numbers 5 through 10, like Matt Stafford, Jalen Hurts, but I don't agree. The only thing I don't agree with is Jaden Daniels. I know you said you were trying to get them higher, but Baker Mayfield over Jaden Daniels can't roll with that. Can't roll with that. But Jared Goff and C.J. Stroud around that top 10, I'm fine with. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I think the weird thing is always Jalen Hurts. It's always how do people perceive Jalen Hurts and what's important when you rank him. And I again, I got respect for a guy that wins consistently, but I don't know. I watch enough football, I just feel like I'm like, dog, that's not he.
I think Jalen Hurts.
Go ahead.
Jalen Hurts is. No, I hate to cut you off. I think Jalen Hurts. He's a special case for me. I think he's more so like when the last time you seen a dual threat quarterback be a game manager at the same time?
I don't think I've ever seen that. I think he's the first I've ever seen of a guy that just acts the game manager. Okay. The last time I think I've seen something like this. 2014 Cam Newton was like the last time I seen Cam be a game manager type. Like, hey, don't go lose a game. But that was more so because the roster wasn't suited for him to be able to throw the ball 30 times a game. We didn't have any receivers. Barely had any running backs. He was our best running back as well. Like, we were asking him to manage, but he still had to fully facilitate the offense with his running ability and his passing ability. That was the last time I think I can remember. And maybe
I'll say
Wilson.
I'll throw close to it. I'll say close to that. Scratch that. I'll say Justin Fields last year won the Steelers.
True.
They ain't let Justin Fields be Justin Fields. But he won games with them, but it was just like I don't know what Tomlin saw. Even though I think Justin Fields started 6-2 for them.
It was like 4. I think it was 4. It was 4-2. Yeah,
4-2 start. A pretty good start.
Solid start. I would have gave him the reins until he started to lose it.
Correct.
Until he started to lose it, I would have let him have it. I thought he stabilized that team, and I thought as weeks kept going by, if you progressively let this young guy build confidence, which he hasn't been able to do in his prior situation, then I think you could have had a more fruitful ending at the end of the year. You were at least more confident about being able to say, hey, we lost with a young quarterback in the playoffs, or we didn't make it with a young quarterback in the playoffs, instead of losing with Russ at the tail end of his career. Like, it's just it's one of those things for me. It would have been easier for me to stomach if I were a Steelers fan base.
Correct. So I mean, just to bring it back to Jalen Hurts, I think that's he's one to wear of a dual threat game manager. Hopefully one day he can take that leap. He just asks not to turn the ball over, and Jalen Hurts does a good job not turning the ball over. Even in Alabama, he did not turn the ball over a lot. He played very careful.
Yeah, I mean that's what you ask of a guy. Like, that's what you ask of a guy like that. Like I said, I factor in Jalen Hurts' running ability a lot more into his rank. Like, the reason why him and Brock Purdy aren't close to me is because of his running ability. That's why guys like that, like guys like Brock, don't have I don't revere those guys that highly. I respect I respect their game and what they do, but I understand that when the rubber hits the road and you gotta create, Jalen Hurts can still create plays, and so for that reason, that's a top 10 quarterback to me. Like, I know I think there were other lists that came out. I mean when we talked about it, but when I saw that list that had Justin Herbert over Jalen Hurts, I'm like, nah. Because Jalen Hurts, even if you don't believe Jalen Hurts is as strong of a quarterback as Justin Herbert, it's fine. But he is still a guy that he can still fully dictate the game with his rushing ability. He's still able to break off long runs, still able to tilt the game. You still have to account for him in the game. So you're going 11 on 11, much like how like I said, much like our guy Cam Newton. When you got to play 11 on 11, it's tough. And then, and one missed tackle, and this guy's running 40, 50 yards down the field. So it's a totally different game. When those guys are playing well, he's consistent. He was banged up last year. That's why the numbers didn't look as great as they typically would. But I got faith in him. I want to see him pass for 4,000 yards at least. I think that would be nice. But it's neither here nor there, man.
As the chemistry builds up there in Philly with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, I think they'll definitely. I think it's definitely gonna happen. I feel like he's gonna have a point to prove. Jalen Hurts gonna have a point to prove this year. Like I think he's really gonna be on one. That's just my opinion. That's my bold prediction.
You know what's weird for him? I'm gonna leave it at this. I guess I feel like for Jalen Hurts, he won't be solidified until he does it again. Like I feel like people won't respect what he's done unless he does it again. Now he's already been twice, so people should respect it. In my mind, people should respect it by now. But I feel like that people won't really he'll for many people he'll be in that top 4 quarterbacks if he does it again. Like I think people it'll just be like undeniable. People, I think that's what I think will happen. But it feels like people won't believe it until it happens again with Jalen Hurts.
Hey, yeah, I got you on that, bro.
True. So shoot, man. So I think the other week I did a college football recruiting tier list off the cuff, freestyled it, and just put it out there. Obviously, when people saw the clip, brother, that was not well thought out. I did not have time to go through that, but this time I did, and because of that, I do need to respond to the people that just assumed I just didn't know what the hell I was talking about. So to go through this college football recruiting tier list in the S tier class, I didn't do all these teams. Now I only did the teams I really actually cared about talking about. S tier, we have Georgia, Ohio State, Alabama, and Texas. Are there any objections?
I think you're missing LSU.
And here's my thing, right? So I guess I should start out with this. My parameters were this is going off the last 5 years. So what have you done in the past 5? And if you weren't in the top 10, you didn't. So top 5 recruiting classes get you in the S tier. Top 10 gets you in the A tier. If you're outside that top 10 consistently, you're gonna fall. You're gonna fall into that B tier. 11 through 20 is the B tier. LSU for the past 5 years was in the A tier. They're in the top 10. So LSU fell to the A tier for me. Now, obviously, this past year, this upcoming year that's coming up, this 2026 cycle, they're going to be in the S tier. They're going to be easily top 5, easily the number 1 class, right? Because they got multiple number 1 players at different positions, so they're going to easily be in that number 1 class. But over the past 5 years, so from 2020 to 2025, currently, Georgia, Ohio State, Alabama, Texas were consistently in that top 5. So that's where I took from it. In the A tier, I have LSU, Oregon, Clemson, Florida, Michigan, and Oklahoma. I think I wasn't finished with that list with some more teams, but that's the list that I finished out with. These teams were averaging in between spots 11 through 20 for the past 5 years, so since 2020. And in the B tier, we have Missouri, South Carolina, Miami, North Carolina, Florida State, Penn State, Auburn, and Tennessee. And for the C tier, we had Kentucky, and D tier, we had Vandy, because I mostly care about the SEC. We're in the South. So, so yeah, that B tier, Missouri, South Carolina, Miami, even when you start to look at their success in the past 5 years, to me, it all tracks. Like it all makes sense, except for 2020, obviously the COVID year. That was a you know what I'm saying. But as far as the years to follow, it mostly tracks. Those are your B tier list of schools. But yeah, LSU. Now I fought with LSU. I will say I did fight with putting LSU in in that S tier, but it was a couple things, right? So for me, LSU couldn't be in the S tier because you haven't been in a college football playoff since 2019. You haven't won your conference. Now you won your division one time and got blitzed by Georgia in the conference title game, but other than that, you haven't. You like for you to be in the S tier. For me, the talent's got to be there, the winning's got to be there. Now the player production is there in terms of putting pros out, so that is there. But the overall winning record for me isn't there for LSU in order to be able to be in that S tier.
I got you, and then I guess could you do the same for Texas A&M? Because like even when they had so they just did a culture change with Elko, right? I think Jimbo had them cooking too, NIL wise as well. So I think it goes with the same boat with. Man, do I want to go for the Florida State cook?
I forgot all about it. To be fair, I didn't even get to Texas A&M when I was doing the list. I kind of I did these teams. These were the first ones these were the ones I saw consistently. So I ranked those teams. As far as I went deeper into the conferences, A&M would have to be there. A&M doesn't have any success to go along with any of this. So they would be, as far as recruiting wise, they technically be A tier.
They just haven't done much. It's crazy. They just haven't done much with it. Because they had that D line they had last year was crazy. Crazy D line. It's just I don't know. They just can't never find a way to win for some reason. And I think that was the problem with Jimbo. That's what got Jimbo Fisher up out of here. But however, they had a good retention rate after the changeover with Jimbo to Elko. They cook. I mean, Texas A&M cook. When year one with Elko, and Elko's a good coach too. And I think Texas A&M is in play to have. I think they have a top 10 recruiting class right now, if not top 5 or money. But and it's tough. And it's also tough for Texas because this is Texas' first year second year in the SEC. They was always in the Big 12 all those years, but they got a big bag as well. I'm also looking to the future with yours. The past 5 because I didn't really start paying attention to recruiting like 2 years ago. But I just think future-wise here, I think teams to look out for, honestly, that can go up to that S tier that you said. I think that Texas Tech, if Tease and I has stomped on it, do not sleep on Texas Tech for the next few years to be one of those top schools. And maybe, hell, I don't know, Tease, I be thinking sometimes maybe they can change conferences. Maybe they can lead the Big 12. They can be so good. They're gonna dominate that so well. Or they can stay and just get a free ticket to the playoffs every year because they are cooking. Like, if you do your research on Texas Tech, please.
If their money is as solid as it is right now, then I don't. They may look towards the future because they may because if they're doing as much winning, if they're doing as many things, like the Big 12 may not be giving them any real benefit to being there. Now it's gonna be where can you go? At that point, if Texas Tech leaves, then we gotta just dismantle conferences in general because at that point, there's no point even having these teams playing.
I mean, it helps with Texas Tech case. It helps that one of your biggest well-known alumni, is currently the best NFL quarterback in today's game, i.e. Patrick Mahomes, and he's he has been public with funding, and I think he helped get the change to Adidas back over there to Texas Tech as well. So you're getting that Adidas check and getting Patrick Mahomes funding, the check he getting from hey. A lot is good. A lot is going great in that program right now, man.
I think our best bet, we banking on Lenore Sellers to go hit the league and take it over by storm. Maybe we can get some funds back, bro. But I don't know. As of right now, South Carolina, we know how our class is looking. It's not looking great. It started out hot. We started the 26 class, the 26 cycle solid. We knew we had some guys that we wanted to try to grab. Obviously, those things didn't happen. Matter of fact, we can just go ahead and shift into it. So, obviously, we know how our 26 class started out. We knew the guys that we were targeting. We have hit on none of those mainstay guys. You got kids going to Michigan. You got kids going to Texas. We were in a battle with Miami what was it? Tamarian Watkins.
Watkins.
Yeah. I have a little faith because it seems because right now the bag play is there. Like like if we're talking about development for a lot of these guys, especially for who was the kid that just went to Texas?
Samari Matthews.
So for like Smart Matthews, well, he's a receiver DB, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like if we're being honest, like if you're playing defensive back, there is no other coach you want to play for right now than Torian Gray. I don't know who.
I don't get it.
I mean, there's a list of guys that are going to the league consistently. Just had one pop up in the second round. It likely could have been a first rounder. You know what I'm saying? You got a couple more guys coming out this year. I think Jalen Kilgore is likely gonna be one of those guys fighting for a first round spot. I think DQ Smith's gonna be another guy that's gonna be drafted. He's going to be drafted. I think he'll be a third or fourth rounder. And more guys even on top.
Brandon Cease.
Yeah, Brandon Cease. I mean, you're talking. Here's what I'm saying. You're talking about multiple guys, man, that are gonna be playing at the next level that play at the University of South Carolina. Again, I understand it. I understand. We're talking about life changing money for a lot of these guys. I know South Carolina did do a great job of retaining players during this past portal cycle and all of that. We didn't lose much, but but we ain't gaining much right now in terms of high school recruiting. Now obviously there's different ways to do it in today's college football. This isn't the main way, but the base of your team to me still needs to be made up of blue chip high school recruits, like the base of it. If you're going to continuously build and have sustained success, the recruiting, the transfer portal, and all that's cool. But these are 1 year, 2 year rentals that you don't know. It feels. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Right now, I mean, nothing's set in stone. The season still got to get played. We don't know what coaches get fired. Like, this is why it's still important what happens on the field. We don't know what happens, right? But right now though, not looking great for South Carolina in the 2026 recruiting class.
Yeah, last time I checked, you can look it up on I think it's 24/7 Sports. We currently sit at the 55th ranked class right now. Usually we're in that top 15, top 20. Now, keep in mind, there's a couple recruits that reclass. So I think when you reclass, you kind of lose a star a little bit. So some of those guys that had reclass, they're really 4-star in the 2027 cycle. So we had a couple guys do that. So keep that in mind. So, I mean, granted, it ain't looking pretty, but also we had some guys reclass. I think we got a top 15 transfer portal class, so we're banking on that, which is okay, but I think Beam is too good of a coach to be labeled as a Mike Norvell. I think Beam is way better than Mike Norvell. I hate banking on – I love the portal. I'm glad we're using the portal. Keep using the portal. But you don't want to set all your – you don't want to set all your chips in on just the transfer portal. Like, I think Deion had that problem. I think Deion – remember Deion first year at Colorado, he basically – cut that whole roster in half, which is good. I mean, they were trash. They was horrible.
They were trash. They were trash. So
they were god awful.
No harm, no foul.
I get it. But it's just it's like, can we bring in? Can we reel Russell phase on? Can we reel this in? Are you checked out on it? Are you checked out on it, or how you feel?
I checked out a long time ago. You know me. I checked out a long time ago. If it were to work out in our favor, then I didn't.
Beautiful.
Yes. Yeah. I am locked in on Oscar Attaway and Juwan Howard. Those were two guys that I felt great about at the end of last year. Mm-hmm. I feel great about them right now today. I would love to have Faison because I would love depth and a stable of backs. Because all the best teams I know got a stable of backs. And if we could run Faison, Attaway, and Howard, brother, tell y'all boys right now.
With Sailors. Hey, what's that, Migos? It's in trouble. It's in trouble. It's in trouble.
I'll tell you right now. Let them boys free. Let them boys free Sewell, bro. Belts to ass. Best believe it. V-Tech. Hey, look here.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. Hey, look here, y'all. We gonna be in Atlanta. We're gonna be in the A. You feel me? We're gonna be in the A. Come holler at us. B Tech. All y'all yeah. You know what I'm saying? Cause I look, the yapping starting to get going on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? We already getting there. We getting real close. And we gonna be there. We gonna see what they talking about, man. You feel me? They free sued to y'all ass. Go ahead and tell her right now.
I think I don't know. I think I kind of read the room when we got August Stave, the running back from Colorado. We got three because at that time, if they say cancel Sewell, I don't think we looking pretty good on depth wise for running back. Not looking too good at all. And also with Mike Schuler's system, Mike Schuler coming in, I think they'll definitely benefit. We can definitely see like some of the best. Well, I don't know if Schuler was here for the best years for D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart. Like how we how we use them. Like
Shula started. My Shula was in Carolina. He was there. I think he started there in 2013.
2013. Okay.
So 13 to I believe 16.
17.
Was it? I thought 17
his last we gave him in a boot that wild card game against New Orleans. That was the last time Shula was OC for us. We gave him the boot after that, then we brought in North Turner.
Damn.
2018. I want to say that's 2018 or something like that. 2018 or 2017. One or two. One of them.
I think you're right. I know Norv was there I know Norv was there in 18 because that was when kind of like he had that career resurgence and was about to yeah. So he didn't have great backs, if I'm being honest. I mean, you think about Jonathan Stewart at that point was consistently banged up. You had what D'Angelo Williams for a season.
He was on his way out the door to go to Steel. Yeah,
he was still with us in 13. He didn't get a chance to work with Double Trouble at all, really. This will probably be. I mean, this will be a solid group of backs. I mean, I'm high on Jawan Howard. I think he's one of those hidden gems. I thought he was under recruited coming out of high school. Played at South Carolina State. Mm-hmm. I know for people that they don't care about the FCS level at all. I am locked in on South Carolina State pretty consistently. How he played there was why I was cool when he jumped into the portal and we grabbed him. I was game, and I'm still game right now. He was young. He had his best year as a true freshman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this is his third year in college. I'm geeked to see what he's done in the weight room, how his body's filled out, how he's looking. Yeah. I'm geeked for him. So if we got to roll with Attaway and Howard, bro, I'm okay.
I'm okay with it. I think, and then also Sellers can also hold it down as well. I think they all can combine at least 2,500 yards, 3,000 yards. Combined rushing. I think, because the O-line's going to be pretty good this year. I think the offense is going to be pretty damn good this year. Again, just the defense, honestly. The defense is the only thing that's keeping me from being ignorant. That's the only thing.
And you know what's crazy? I think it's really just, like you said, like the edge rusher next to Dylan Stewart is the now Brian Thomas again. Hey, Neff, we looking at you. We saw flashes last year, and mind you, he was a rotational guy last year, so it wasn't to be expected for him to have this huge presence. But 4.5 sacks last year as a rotational guy, I like it. It makes me believe that the next step is to get to 8 to 9 sacks. Really need you about like 10, but I'm looking. Yeah. If we got two edge rushers that can get us 10 to 12 sacks each, then by golly, we doing quite all right. That interior is also going to be where questions lie as well. I mean, we lost a lot of guys. We lost a lot of guys, but I mean, overall, I mean, it is what it is. We know how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, so overall, I think the bright side, the hopefully the end game for the Rasul face-on situation, you got training. Well, actually, you got training camp starting next week, so that's kind of tough. That's real tough. That's actually terrible timing. I thought at the time if you can get the news, you can get the news early June or something like that. So your agent can be on the phone with teams like, hey, check out my guy's film. I know he can do something for y'all. And that's what sucks about Rasul Faisal. He reminds me so much of Jameer Gibbs, man. Like, imagine giving that to putting that next to Sellers, dog. It
It,
will be it's gonna be electric. It's
it,
gonna be the
it,
most electric offense in South Carolina history.
it would make me feel great about 9 wins being like my pick for this.
Yeah.
We haven't even gotten to like the records and what we think we'll have. We'll have to do that at some point. We'll soon.
The closer we get to August, we'll have it. We'll have it ready.
Yeah, right now, don't ask me that right now. I can't.
I need to see the. I wish I had access. If I have access and see to the defense, then I'll give y'all one. Then I'll be confident where exactly we're going to be at. But go ahead.
Shoot, man, I ain't gonna lie. It really wasn't a whole lot going on. So, I mean, summer league. We talk. We talk about your boys, man. Carter Bryant showing his ass off. San Antonio Summer League. Dylan Harper showing flashes of that number 2 pick. Y'all. I mean, but we talked about this though. We talked about how we all felt good about what y'all did in the draft. About what this will mean for y'all moving forward. I mean, y'all got, as far as best young core there's nobody. If you can't pick OKC for like picking the best young core, I would have to say it's the San Antonio Spurs right now.
It goes back to our glory days, our glory years. When we have a bench, and that's been the issue. We just didn't have no bench since DeMar, Kawhi, then DeMar, then all the Dejounte Murray. We didn't have no bench, like so. And it's crazy. Like Dylan Harper could really be like our Ginobili game. We can have Harper can go off the bench, or he can be a day one starter. Carter Bryant. Imagine that off the bench. You got Sohan coming off the bench. Some days when he feel like showing up, Keldon Johnson, when he's there, when he shows up, man, hey, the Spurs can be a very dangerous team. I'm not trying to be a homer here, but it's really just gonna bake on what this new coach is gonna do with this new system he's gonna play in. Because obviously the system with what Greg Popovich was doing is just outstanding. It's outdated. It's not working. It's not cutting. And I guess, and that's how. Matter of fact, so how you feel about these in-house hires though? Because what the Spurs did with our coach, we did an in-house hire. So like, I feel like there's a pro and a con to this. Yeah.
My fault. I didn't mean to cut you off there, but like OKC did a similar thing. Mark Daigneault was the coach of their G League team. They promoted within. They moved him up to the head coaching spot. We won't know much about it as far as outsiders because I don't know much about what y'all the inner workings of that San Antonio franchise. If he's done the work and the Pop feels like, hey, this guy has consistently done the work, he shows a spark to be able to lead an entire group. He's got the wherewithal. He's got the schematics down. Then we won't really know the value of this hire until the year is over with. But chances are, I mean, the way that team finished the year out, I was impressed. The way the amount of young guys you have, it's not the sexy hire. That's the main thing. That's usually what keeps people from like grading it high. Is that it's not like we don't have any history to say this is gonna work for this particular guy. But I mean, I gotta trust Pop at this point. I gotta trust who he's been for that franchise and what does he know? Because I mean, the last coach that he had under his wing was like the last one I can remember was like Becky Hammond. She's doing great down there in Vegas right now. I mean, he's got others in the league as well. You talk about Budenholzer was another one from that Pop tree. He won a championship. I mean, Pop coaches that come from that tree, they tend to have they tend to keep a solid floor. They may not always reach that ceiling, but the coaches that come from the Popovich tree tend to have a solid floor in the NBA. So, I mean, I would trust it if I were y'all.
Is that the coach from the Milwaukee Bucks?
Yeah,
Budenholzer. Yeah. He and that's what I was kind of banking on, hoping that who we get. I mean, I feel like the Milwaukee firing him, that was stupid. But that's who I want. That's who I wanted. I was like, hey, if he's still available, if he still feel like coaching, I mean, I honestly bring him in because obviously that, that's a Pop guy.
But you know what though, the NBA is the worst about hiring recycle head coaches. That if I were y'all, I would like to stick with a new face and a new face that we haven't seen yet. Because I mean, we see the same 10, 15 coaches get recycled all the time. Frank Vogel gets recycled. Budenholzer gets recycled. Hell, Doc Rivers gets recycled all the time. Like I think it's good to see a difference in theories, a different in mindset, and let it rock. You look at New York. New York essentially hired the same coach. They fired Tibbs just to hire Mike Brown. I'm like, bro, you just made a lateral move. Nothing really changed. So
it's one of those things, man. You move from the hood. You move from the hood to the hood.
Yeah,
it happens.
Like it is what it is. I would talk about the Lakers, but I don't have much to really say other than there's nothing but speculation right now. LeBron.
It's heating up a little bit. I think the trade talk's heating up, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll say this for the right package. Hey, do it, but it's got to be for the right package.
Yeah, so. I would say, man, just give that man his last dance and let him spend his final 2 years that he got to play at Cleveland. Just let him go. It's already written, dog. I feel like it's written. The only question is, does Bronny go with him? Because I saw that. I think I saw Bronny with Cooper Flag. Man, he was kind of locking him up, man. Yeah. When y'all played, yeah, Bronny.
Well, I have full belief that Bronny can be a rotational NBA player. And this year, he's actually going to have to. That he's actually going to have to be. We actually need him to be a rotational player, which I think.
A good young core, yeah.
Yeah, I think for a guy that was drafted in the second round, I think people make much ado about nothing about that. A guy that was drafted in the second round, averaged what he averaged in the G League, everybody like a smooth 20 ball in the G. Him being able to provide something on defense. He said it. He's like he knows he has to be a defensive menace. I'm glad he understands that what exactly that we need from him. That's going to be the best way for him to stick in this league, and that's going to be the best. That's going to be the best route for him to help us this year. Is if he can come in and play. If you can go in and you can guard some of the top guards in the game and give us some solid minutes, where you can give us solid defense and you can and you're not a liability on offense. I'm like, yeah, for sure that it works. I think DeAndre Ayton getting signed. I do believe the Lakers hold it down for one more year with Bron and try to run it back. This will be his last year, more than likely.
Last dance.
Yeah. So at least in LA, I don't think he's done.
All right, NBA. And with that being said, and this is where I go on a rant, and this is where you gonna hate me. This is where T's not beef. If I have one sense of a script going on, that's all of a sudden LeBron shooting the gym, you shooting lights out in the gym or something, shooting the staple. It's not called the staple.
Been doing it. It's not even like, is that would even be a script, or that's been what's been going on? Like he's still averaging 25 and 7. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I had my suspicion when y'all made that Luka trade. I say, hold on, NBA, what's going on here? What is happening?
If it was going to be the scripted route, then we should be able to get one with Luka and Bron, and then
I know. Yeah, and that's when I show my ass. That's when I show my ass.
But it's going to be look. If it were to be a script and we were to get one after that, y'all would have the next 10, 15 years.
Cause they're going to force Wemby. They're going to force Wemby to get something. I already know it.
There is no way they're letting that 7'5" Frenchman flop. Not, I'm just not naive enough to think that he's not going to be hoisting up Larry O'Brien at some point. I just,
Yeah.
I can hate on him.
Now, I'm already sick. I know I'm hating that Chet got one already before him. They already started with that shit. Excuse my French. They already started with that already.
You good, but let's be serious here. Like we do understand Chet and Wemby aren't in the same league, really. Wemby is there's a gap for me, but Wemby's above Chet, and I think it's pretty significant. I think if I put what did Chet do that Wemby couldn't do right now for that OKC team? That's all I'm saying.
Make the role. Honestly, if you reverse the roles here, I think Chet can still be a significant, piece of the Spurs. But I think if you put Wemby on that Thunder team,
But
I,
they may go to the chip last year.
I think they beat the Warriors record, that 1 year for best season record of all time. I think they beat that easily.
Yeah, they ain't that far off. They won 68 games this year.
Correct.
Like, but yeah, I just don't think Wemby. I don't think Chet does anything better than Wemby. Well, I don't think he does anything better than Wemby currently, like right now. I think Wemby's a better defensive menace. Now I give Chet credit for where his defense has come and where he's been at. He's been a solid rim protector, and I think at his size I was a little surprised by that. Wemby at 7'5" is I mean,
he got to do better at getting bored. Wemby got to do better at getting boards.
Yeah,
getting rebounds.
And that's why I mean Chet's been given a role on that OKC team, whereas like Wemby's being asked to be the number one, to be the guy. I think they're gonna be better when the ball's out of his hands though. Like no more of that. My 7'5" guy is not handling the rock. Let's stop that BS. And no more shoot. I'm not really a big fan of the 3-point shooting either, but that's just me. I don't believe in people over 7 foot shooting threes.
Well, you can blame KD for that.
And that's the problem. Nobody's been close to KD. Like this KD at 7 foot doing what he's done, and nobody's even close to what KD's at. Like the only guys that are in comparison to KD as a scorer are all the guys that are supposed to be scoring, like your Melo, your Kobe's, your Bronze, like all the guys that are supposed to be scoring the rock. Ain't nobody 7 foot effing with KD. And a Dirk, and a Tim, and a KG. Can't none one of them F with Kevin Durant on a scoring tip. Like, can't nobody do it.
Okay, so that's the crazy thing. So I know, did you see the other week when Paul Pierce was like, he's the best pure scorer of all time? Paul Pierce said that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. Paul Pierce said that.
I'm not mad at Paul Pierce for saying that because
I'm mad. No, I'm mad. That's BS. I'm sorry, but go ahead.
Okay, so my whole thing with the pure scorer thing is that it's not that I'm the best scorer. Like clearly, like I'm not the best scorer, but as far as like just getting a bucket and how I can get a bucket, I remember Paul Pierce being able to get a bucket. He was indeed a bucket. Now he was in a generation of guys that I think that Paul Pierce so happened to play in a generation of guys where I think we may have had some of the best scorers that I've ever seen. So like we're talking about a guy like Joe Johnson, that were a bucket. Like that's a real bucket. Like I don't have the basketball knowledge to be able to go into detail about
it's only one guy. It's only one, but it was crazy though. And this is only basketball knowledge for me. This word, and I only got to say this name right here. Just that kills Paul Pierce's whole thing. Pre-injury, Tracy McGrady.
That's a bucket.
Kobe Bryant, even Kobe Bryant said straight up, there's only one guy effing me. Like literally, straight up.
I don't think he's, but like Paul Pierce is not a better scorer than Carmelo. Carmelo to me, if you're asking me who I think is the best pure scorer, man, Melo got a 3, he got a midi, and he can post. And I watched what Melo did to my Lakers in that conference finals that one time. I was scared for my damn life. It's Melo, what? But Melo only hasn't gotten to that level of success because he just so happened to run into, maybe 2 of the greatest players of all time. Like he just so happened to run into Kobe. You know what I'm saying? He so happened to be playing in the LeBron East. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he just so happened to come in an era where 2 of the greatest are crossing over, and the Spurs were still the Spurs at this point.
Yeah, during that time, it was just us 2. You got to go through us. You got to go through San Antonio or LA. That's what makes it so fierce, man. Back in the day, you like, and it's tough.
So when people be leaving out Melo, I'm like, bro, like it's not Melo's fault that he couldn't get there. Like, hey, even in New York, dog, they traded away J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert and gave him to LeBron. Like they gave LeBron J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert when Melo can still look. I don't know what else he was supposed to do. I think Melo may have been dealt one of the worst hands as far as a superstar in terms of his career. That made it.
I think they gave him a fried D Rose, very fried D Rose,
double fried. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
double stuff for your fried. Like yeah.
As I said, so I mean, overall, I just think Paul Pierce is Not take away his game, not at all.
Pierce
I
cold, bro. Like I know, but like Paul Pierce is
I
bro. Like,
I know they hate each other, but I think Ray Allen is better than him.
Ray Allen's, but it's crazy though. But I think a lot, and I'll say this even for myself. A lot of us don't remember Ray Allen as a scorer. We remember him as a 3-point shooter. I don't have any knowledge of Ray Allen as a scorer. I didn't watch basketball until like I didn't get to be into basketball until later. So by the time I get into basketball, Ray Allen's on the Celtics. Like where I'm like really entrenched in it. Ray Allen's a shooter for the last what? We're talking about 5-6 years of his career. He was a shooter. So it's like
took my sixth ring. Took my sixth ring from me. You know.
He did indeed. And I'm ecstatic about it, honestly.
I mean, it's crazy, man. You know,
hey man, like that's how the cookie crumbles, bro.
Timmy's supposed to be undefeated in the finals, bro. He 5-1.
I don't know, man. Timmy ain't never won a back-to-back. He can't be in certain conversations, man.
Oh God.
Can't be.
We got 5 minutes left. I can't. All right, we got 5 minutes. We get to arguing on this motherfucker in a minute.
Certain parameters as to who can be in what conversation. You never won a back-to-back. You were in a dynasty. Okay, all right. To be fair, that's not a real parameter. Timmy got 5 rings. Timmy got 5 rings, and he went 5-1 in the finals.
Listen,
so I mean,
the Spurs can do something real crazy. You know, the past, how many, 3 decades? We won, in the past 3 decades, we won a ring again. We won a ring in the 90s, won a ring in the 2000s, won a ring in the 2010s. So, hey, I'm just saying, 2020s, hopefully women can, you know what I'm saying? We can win a ring every 4 decades, feel me?
25 right now. Aim for 2028, 29.
That window. That's if, so, I say maybe 28 the soonest. I think
28 is the soonest I think you'll get there.
Yeah,
because
we gotta get these guys developed. As long as the guys, if Dylan Harper and Brian, I think those two are core good guys, very good guys.
Because I just think about like getting to the playoffs for the first time is going to be step one. Then it's going to be okay. How do you figure out how to play in the playoffs? That's a whole nother battle. So OKC just have to figure that out too. You know what I'm saying? And and then following that year where you get those playoff lumps, then I think you'll take a big leap in regular season play. You'll probably win 50, damn near 60 games. But it's then still going to be, can you figure out how to win the playoffs, or will things kind of just go your way? You know what I mean? Like, here's the thing. There's luck to win championships. I don't know if it happens with every championship.
I think next year, I hate to cut you off, I think next year is going to be very lucky because with the Celtics injured, down, I think the Pacers down.
The East is
wide open. That's hey, Donovan Mitchell, you just got engaged. So
this is your best chance. And if I'm not gonna lie, if I'm Cleveland, I'm on the phone. I'd call to go get Bron for real. If I'm Cleveland,
it makes sense. He'll go back to the finals.
You'll for sure go back to the finals.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell may not be your best player, but you'll for sure go back to the finals. If you, but like Donovan Mitchell though is where a prime D Wade was when Bron would have, when Bron got to Miami.
Yeah,
it can work.
That's what I'm saying. I can't even think of another team in the East that can really compete right now because Pacers is down, Celtics is down.
You're hoping Orlando.
That's too heavy headed. Orlando can step up. Yeah, I think Orlando can step up.
You're hoping Detroit steps forward.
Detroit. Yeah, Detroit definitely. It's definitely gonna be Cavs versus Detroit.
You're thinking Atlanta can get better, but I don't know if Atlanta. I don't think Atlanta's competing for it. I don't think Atlanta's competing.
They can make playoffs.
They can make the playoffs for sure.
Yeah.
But competing for it's so wide open. I can't say they're not. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that they're
well, let's say this. Let's ask this. The Pacers completely gone though? Like, can they cook without? Like, can TJ McConnell take that step? Can TJ McConnell step up for?
They can win 40-something games. They can win 40-something, like by around like 43, 44 games. But without Halliburton and without no Miles Turner, no Halliburton, that's drastically changing that team. What about
the Bucks?
What?
Well, I say we can say the Celtics. We just monitor Damian Lillard. Where Damian Lillard gonna go? But I mean, I know that's different than what
Jason Tatum's out for the year anyway.
Dame's out for the year again.
I mean, he tore his Achilles, man. He's good.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Now they got Anthony Simons, but they're still looking to make a trade.
I love that trade.
Now there's been rumor that they still want to move him, but if you
That's-
roll with JB and Anthony Simons, you got Peyton Pritchard and Derek White, you should still be able to score. You don't have the. I mean, we'll see.
Defense gonna be a little off.
A little bit for sure. Because I mean,
I'm gonna say something funny here. You think it's the Hornets' chance?
Yeah,
we at the hour mark. We at the hour mark, but you think it's the Hornets?
Yeah.
Window?
Have you not paid attention to the chat? Have I not told you what I told you?
Yeah, the Hornets getting better. The Hornets getting better. Yeah.
No, I told D they're making the playoffs this year, bro. I told them. I put it out. I put it on wax a few weeks ago. I put it out there. You know what I'm saying, to the ethos. Yeah, sure. I'm high on it. I like what they did in the draft. I like Liam McNeely. I like Con Knuckle. They added more scoring. The Hornets were the worst bench scoring team in the league last year, by far. And I watched them a few times. And if you watch the Hornets, I'm like, okay, now their starting five can compete. You know, when they're healthy, their starting five can for sure compete. They can't go 10 deep. They can't go 8, 9 deep.
What's my man? What's my man from Alabama they drafted? God, dog, I forget. Yeah, Brandon Miller.
Yeah, Brandon Miller. If Brandon Miller, LaMelo are healthy, if those two are healthy, that is a 40-plus win team. Y'all boys are in trouble. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I cannot wait for the day LaMelo Ball gets a chance to show the national media how good of a basketball player he is. You got guys like Trey Mann off the bench, Colin Sexton off the bench. You added some vet bigs. I get what you did there. I mean, there ain't that many bigs left in the NBA. I don't know if people understand that. So when people were mad at Mason Plumlee for getting another contract, my dog, there's not that many bigs to go around. So if you know how to play big in the paint, you will continuously have a contract sitting there waiting for you. So I got faith in them. I have real faith that they make the playoffs this year. They are a dangerous group. I don't think you want to see them for real. And the East isn't laden with a bunch of veteran teams and a bunch of playoff experience teams. There ain't too many teams to be afraid of in the East. And the only team that I could really say that the only team I'm afraid of, I'd say Detroit. I'll go like this: New York, Detroit, Orlando. Those are my three teams that I would be scared to see in the playoffs. Like those are the teams that I feel like they are going to play with a little bit more of an edge because they have playoff experience. Other than that,
I'll say Cavs if they add Braun. I'll say Cavs.
Yeah,
that's if LeBron go back there.
The Cavs are going to end up being the number one seed again anyway. So I mean,
yeah.
I think as long as the Hornets avoid being the 8 seed,
so they got to cook this year. They got to stay healthy and cook.
Yeah, they do. But shoot, man, with that being said, man, this is Gem Dropper Sports. I'm your host, Sean C. Stewart. This is my co-host, A. Smith. And we out.